Welcome back to my channel. I haven't been posting anything. I really don't know what to post. Plus, I don't have a proper camera. So if the quality is bad, I apologize for that. But anyways, this is the labor and delivery story of my daughter. So 2 weeks before she was born, I was in a lot of pain. She gave us a couple of scares because she wasn't moving a lot. Within those couple of weeks, I was in so much pain. I had inconsistent contractions. I just wasn't eating. I wasn't sleeping. I didn't want to do anything. I was very aggravated and frustrated with the process because everyone, even my doctor, thought she was going to come early. She did not come early. So yeah. The couple of times we went to the hospital, she just wasn't moving. The first time we went, I was not dilated at all, which was annoying because it felt like I was having contractions, but I guess they were just really bad, Braxton Hicks. Second time I went, I was 1 centimeter dilated, and in pain. It was annoying too. I had an appointment like 3 days after that. Checked me, did a membrane sweep, and I was 2 centimeters dilated then. So within like 3 days, I went up a centimeter. So we were hoping she would come by that week. Excuse me. We thought she was gonna come by that week, but she did not. So I went home annoyed, aggravated. We made our next appointment for the day after my due date, which made me even more angry because it's like, who wants an appointment after they're due when they're so uncomfortable, so aggravated? I thought by then they might have made an induction date, but they didn't. So most people say the membrane sweep usually makes it so you go into labor within the next like 24 to 48 hours. Not my case. It did not work for me. Did not like me. I guess she just wanted to do her own damn thing. So we waited. Then for like 2 days I had really strong. They'd be consistent for maybe 30 minutes and then they would stop or either go like really far apart from each other. It started happening for 2 days, and then on Tuesday, April 27th, I was having contractions the whole day. Like no matter what happened, they were there like all day, like either inconsistent times or whatever. And so I was persistent on being like, okay, tonight has to be the night. She has to come. Like, I can't handle. So I couldn't handle the pain anymore. I wanted her to come as soon as possible, whenever possible. Mind you, her due date was April 28th. So I was 39 weeks and 6 days pregnant, and I was just like, she needs to come. Like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. So I was having contractions all that day, like I said. Pretty consistent, annoying, aggravating, painful. And then it hit around, I'd say like 9-10 p.m. I was in a lot of pain. So I called the hospital and I said, like, I kind of fibbed a little bit. I was like, my contractions are like 6-7 minutes apart. I'm in a lot of pain, like whatever. And they were more of like all over the place. Like they weren't consistent still. And they're like, oh, like we need them to be more like 5 minutes apart before you can come in. So I was like, okay. Whew, excuse me. So I went and took a shower. and in the shower I was having contractions, like painful contractions. And I did the same thing with my son's labor. I went into the shower and I was in a lot of pain, and that's when my contractions really picked up. They were like 5 minutes apart, like painful, couldn't move, like stomach hard as a freaking rock. It was like hard to deal with. So I get out of the shower and I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, if I have like 3 more of these contractions in the next few minutes, I'm going to the hospital. I'm not calling, I'm not dealing with this. I need to go to the hospital and I need to get checked. So I went into the hospital. I had to get someone to wheelchair me to labor and delivery because I was in so much pain. And when they're starting me up, I'm having contractions. Then we get into the, like, I don't know if you know this, but there's like an area you go to first that they check you and like monitor the baby and look at everything first. So we went to that room and they checked me and everything. They said baby's fine. Like they put the monitor thing on my belly, and then what was it? They checked me to see if I was dilated, and they said I was 4 to 5 centimeters dilated, and we're admitting you. You're going into a room and you're having a baby. Which I was really happy. By the time I got there, it's like maybe like a couple hours later, so it was about like 12 o'clock at night. So we went into my room. I got all ready, called my fiance and my mom because my mom wanted to be part of the whole thing, but she lives across the country from me, so she couldn't be there with me. Plus COVID, only one person's allowed. A whole shabam of things. And then so I told them, I was like, I am in labor. I am getting admitted. So we got whoever's watching my son come pick him up. He got drove to the hospital, and like a few minutes after he got there, I was like, I got the epidural. I didn't want to deal with the pain. I didn't want to deal with all of that, but in all of reality, I feel like I could have done it without the epidural, and kind of frustrated I didn't do it without the epidural, because I wasn't in as much pain as I was with my son's labor. But anyways, I got the epidural and like 6 centimeters dilated, I think, and I was exhausted. I was tired. The epidural hurt this time because I wasn't in so much pain that like I could feel everything that was happening. So after the epidural, I was laying down. The OB comes in and checks me, and she's like, okay, so you're about like a 7 now. Can I pop your water? And I said, yeah, go ahead. So they pop my water, and like all in this time frame, it probably like hits about like 2 a.m. in the morning. And so I was like, okay. And then another hour passes by. She checks me. She says I'm like close to a 9. I said okay, and I said I'm gonna try and close my eyes for a little bit. And I said if I feel any pressure or feel like I need to use the washroom, to let them know. So I was napping, and like an hour passes by. It's like 4 a.m. now, and I like called the nurse and I was like, I feel pressure. I feel like I have to use the washroom. And she said okay. So she's like, we can start pushing or we can wait for a little bit. And I was like, I want to start pushing. In my preference, I wanted to start pushing. She said, okay, we can do that. If it starts taking too long, then we might have to rest for a little bit and try and like let the baby go down the canal a little bit by herself. I said, okay. So we start pushing, and she says everything's going good. And so what was it? And like I was pushing for like 10-15 minutes. And then she's like, okay, like I start seeing the baby's head, like, keep going, keep pushing your contractions. And another 15 minutes go by, and they call the doctor. And as soon as the doctor comes in, I do one push and she's out. And I had my baby girl. April 28th at 4:43 a.m. On her due date. She was 9 pounds 1 ounce, so 2 ounces smaller than her brother. And she was about 20 inches long. And she's beautiful. She's amazing, and I love her. The only thing is she does not let us sleep. She's almost 2 months old. She does not like letting us sleep. It's frustrating. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do a separate video of my son and explaining how he has been handling all of this. It's been a lot for him. He's only 13 months old. She was born 4 days before his first birthday, so they're technically 11 months apart in age. So yeah. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe and like, and tell me what kind of videos y'all want to see. See you next time. Bye.